Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on News 3 Now this Sunday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, it looks like a very busy week for weather.
It is a very busy week, and it's going to start with today. Even though we are looking at warmer temperatures, which is always a pleasant sight in the middle of February, we are also looking for some strong winds throughout the day, which is why we have a wind advisory in effect for areas east of Madison from 9 a.m. this morning until 3 p.m. this afternoon. But aside from that, well, we are starting off this morning with a beautiful look. Here's our sunrise. Lion King-esque is what I mentioned off the air, but it is pretty beautiful to start off for our Sunday as we're getting things rolling for us. However, temperatures are still on the rise. 26 degrees as of right now here in Madison, and we're looking at the wind chills to still be a little bit of a factor throughout the morning, but they won't be much as we get into the rest of our afternoon. Temperatures in southern Wisconsin as we're getting things off. 28 degrees in Janesville, 29 in Platteville, and the 30s have already starting to sweep in for Prairie du Chien and Boscobel areas. But as we get into our wind speeds, it's breezy now, and it's just going to get stronger throughout the rest of this morning going into the early part of this afternoon. So expect a windy day for us, especially areas just east of Madison. Wind chills are just a little bit on the chillier side, but nowhere near as bad as we've all been accustomed to throughout the course of this winter. So it's still a pleasant sight that we're going to be seeing these warmer temperatures, because look at this rise in the scale. We're going to be into the 30s, really into the later part of this morning, and then the 40s are going to be welcoming us as we get into the afternoon. And they're going to hold pretty steady as well until we get into about the back end of dinner time. Now, we do have an update to our alert day. The system has changed itself a bit. We're going to be looking at a bit more freezing rain and sleet events, more so than a light snow event. We are looking for ice and snow accumulations still to be possible. We'll go into more detail about this in just a few moments of what you'll need to know for Monday nights going into Tuesday. Until then, let's go ahead and toss back to McKenna.
All right. Thanks, Julian. The U.S. says it's convinced Russia is planning to attack Ukraine's capital city in the next few days. Russia flexed its military muscle yesterday, conducting massive nuclear forces drills overseen by Vladimir Putin. The Russian president says this was planned and there's nothing to worry about.
If Russia further invades Ukraine, the United States, together with our allies and partners, will impose significant and unprecedented economic costs.
Ukraine's president wants those sanctions imposed immediately because he says the current situation is destroying Ukraine's economy. Meanwhile, President Biden has warned there could be challenges for U.S. companies and U.S. farmers if Russia does invade Ukraine. Nicole Kellyanne continues the coverage from the White House.
The Biden administration has already put U.S. companies on notice about the potential for an increase in Russian cyber attacks. The administration has encouraged businesses to beef up their cyber defenses, particularly those that handle critical infrastructure like power and water systems. It has also circulated guidance about how to identify a foreign influence operation. Treasury officials recently met with the CEOs of several big banks to discuss potential cyber risk. The Agriculture Secretary said U.S. farmers may have to step up if Ukraine's exports are cut off. The country is a global supplier of wheat, so farmers here may have to boost production. And the president has warned of the potential impact on energy prices. He said his administration is prepared to deploy various tools to provide relief at the gas pump, and he plans to work with Congress on additional measures to protect consumers.
An expert on Russian politics says Ukraine is determined to find a way to avoid conflict. She says that's difficult because Russia has made it clear it's willing to use violence to get what it wants.
Diplomatic solution sounds kind of nice, like diplomatically, like politely, you come to agreement. So it has that connotation, but it also means coming to some kind of agreement rather than increased conflict. So I think it's still really important to try to avoid conflict because that's people on the ground, soldiers, civilians, etc., who could be harmed by this.
Professor Herrera also believes that most Russians aren't looking to go to war and says the country is actually suffering under Putin's leadership. U.S. Senator Ron Johnson says he's keeping an eye on the situation in Eastern Europe. Johnson spoke at an event Saturday in Madison for the Republican women of Dane County. He says Russia needs to be punished if it invades Ukraine.
Should Putin invade, I mean, there will be severe sanctions, and I think the most effective ones will be levied against Putin and his cronies, their wealth overseas. I don't think we've ever done that adequately enough. We need to do that.
But the senator told us he has spoken with several ambassadors in Eastern Europe who believe Russia will not end up invading. The former state Supreme Court justice leading a review of Wisconsin's 2020 election now says, once again, he wants to jail Madison's mayor. Last month, Michael Gableman said he didn't want to jail Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. But in a petition filed in Waukesha County yesterday, Gableman said she should be jailed for not complying with his subpoenas. Rhodes Conway told the Wisconsin State Journal that Gableman's investigation has, quote, gone off the rails. Meanwhile, Gableman's latest petition, also including the mayor of Green Bay, several city clerks, and the chair of the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Meanwhile, we're also hearing again this weekend from the state's top election officials. In an assembly hearing this week, they knocked down conspiracy theories about voter records and the 2020 election. In a wide-ranging interview, one official told us about the painstaking process it's been to look into every single claim.
Certainly. And, we take every claim or question that we receive very seriously, because some of the allegations that are being made are very alarming. They are very serious. And if I were a voter not working in elections and heard some of these things, they would be disturbing to me.
You can see more of our sit-down interview with the state's top election officials later this morning on For the Record. That begins right here on News 3 Now at 10:30. Still ahead, if you're looking to book a flight with American Airlines this summer, you may run into trouble doing so. Learn why when we return. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Sunroom savings season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Everything from decks and pergolas to screen rooms, porch conversions, patio rooms, sunrooms, and our new life room with retractable screens are on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, on select models, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Shopping online for a purple mattress? We get it. With the Smart Comfort Grid made of super comfy yet ultra supportive hyperelastic polymer, that makes for some serious pressure relieving comfort and support. But which purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And right now, save up to $700 on mattress and sleep system bundles. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Denver Mattress today, your purple mattress headquarters.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that. Well, did you know that former pro football player Icky Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo! Give me some!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
44, ladies, that's me! Woo! Gonna get some cold cuts today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Well, we are kicking off our Sunday with a wind advisory that will go in effect at 9 a.m. And this is for areas just east of Madison. As you can see that tan color on your screen, all those counties will be under a wind advisory from 9 a.m. this morning until 3 p.m. into our Sunday afternoon. So aside from the winds being the big story, at least we do have a beautiful sunrise as we're starting off our Sunday morning. But on top of that, the temperatures are much improved in comparison to just 24 hours ago. 26 degrees right now here in Madison. 14 degrees is what it feels like as those winds are breezy from the south-southwest at 15 miles per hour. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin as you're waking up this morning. This is what we're looking at. 28 degrees in Janesville with 29 in Platteville. But we can see areas just into the west with Mineral Point, Boscobel, and for Prairie du Chien already into the lower 30s for us. Now, as we take a look at the wind speeds, it's already breezy, and it's just going to maintain that breezy and even get stronger throughout the course of our morning and getting into our afternoon. However, as you're planning the day, aside from it being windy, well, it's going to be plenty of sunshine for us, especially as we get into our afternoon hours where we're looking at temperatures into those middle and upper 40s, which are going to feel marvelous as we get in throughout the rest of today. So definitely get outside and enjoy it while we have it, because we are going to be seeing this warm up very briefly as we're going to be seeing temperatures really drop as we get back into our next work week. As we see maintaining those 20s overnight going into our Monday morning, going into 30s, but we are going to be seeing that freezing rain starting to roll its way into our Monday evening, especially a little bit after dinner time, which is what we're going to get into with our alert days. Monday night into Tuesday, where we're just a little bit of a switch up, but it's still an alert day for us. Freezing rain and sleet is mainly what's going to be coming from this event. However, we are still going to be looking at light snow, and on top of that, ice and snow accumulations are still a possibility from this system that's going to be rolling in. This is what we're going to be seeing. Going into our later hours of Monday, mainly freezing rain for areas that are into southern Wisconsin. Central Wisconsin will already start to see that light snow as the colder area is a bit north of Dane County. But as we transition overnight, it's still going to be holding into that freezing rain. Could see a bit of that mixture coming into some wintry mix, so some sleet that will start to produce. But as we get into our Tuesday evening, then we're finally going to start to see some light snow start to roll into southern Wisconsin, but will clear out as we get into our Tuesday night. So again, this is mainly a freezing rain and sleet event for areas around Dane County and south, especially into northern Illinois. So that's why we're looking at mainly ice accumulations to be much of a factor for us. And in terms of snow, well, we're looking for just trace amounts in southern Wisconsin. Areas in central Wisconsin could be seeing 1 to 3 or even more inches of snow for us. But we are going to be watching that system from the next few hours, but make sure that you have a game plan, because going into Tuesday, things are definitely going to get dicey. Now, our 3 things we're going to need to know as we're rolling forward. Today is going to be comfortable. It's going to be on the windier side. But as we get heading into the new start of the week, freezing rain, going into that light mix is definitely what's going to be expected. And then snow, we are looking for another chance later into next week. But aside from that, this is what we're going to be looking at. Our alert days are in the forecast for Monday and Tuesday. And on top of that, temperatures are going to stay on the chillier side throughout the rest of next week. So like I said, definitely enjoy today, because that's the only 40 in this entire 10-day forecast that we're going to be seeing. But aside from that, it's going to be pretty quiet. Once we get past Thursday and Friday, we're going to see a bit more quieter conditions going into next weekend. Not too bad, not too cold either. I can deal with this forecast.
I can deal with today, where it's like nearly 50 and sunny, a little bit of wind, but like I'm going to get outside because honestly, I know it's not snow, it's slush. But I'm still going to stay inside most of the week after.
Yeah, I don't blame you, especially with all that ice. No, you don't want to drive.
Don't want to drive. No. I'll be here for work to give you guys the news, and that's it. All right, thanks, Joey. Yep. And consumer news now. You know the famous number 57 on every bottle of Heinz ketchup? Well, turns out it's all a lie. When H.J. Heinz came up with the 57 varieties slogan more than 100 years ago, the company didn't have 57 Heinz varieties. We're now learning the inspiration came during a trip to New York City when he saw an ad for 21 styles of shoes. Heinz wrote in his journal that the ad was memorable and changed his branding a week later. There are a lot of theories on how Heinz landed at 57, from it being a combo of his and his wife's lucky numbers to the psychological influence of the number 7. H.J. Heinz was considered a marketing genius in the 1890s. Kraft Heinz, as the company is now known, accounted for roughly 70% of U.S. ketchup sales last year. And if you're planning a summer vacation on American Airlines, you might want to stick to domestic flights. The airline is cutting its schedule once again because Boeing is behind on its 787 Dreamliner deliveries. So far, the routes impacted include Seattle to London, Los Angeles to Sydney, and Dallas to Tel Aviv. Airlines have been hoping for a rebound as travel restrictions loosen around the world. Boeing has been addressing a series of manufacturing flaws. Last week, the FAA said its inspectors would check each Dreamliner before delivery instead of letting Boeing perform the inspections like it's done in the past. Still ahead, the Department of Homeland Security may be trying out new technology to secure the border. A look at new robot dogs coming up. Stick with us. The morning's top stories are just ahead on News 3 Now this morning.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to see how easy it is to save on dental bills.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you, and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Ask your doctor about Botox today.
Dear Jack Frost, people say you've got ice in your veins. But underneath it all, you're just a big old softie. Go ahead, try to nip at our toes. Thanks to our available Remote Connect, we'll be toasty and warm and ready to go. Warm wishes, Toyota Cars.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And we're going to review our alert days that are in effect for Monday night into our Tuesday. A bit of change if you're just joining us. We are now looking at this to be more of a freezing rain and sleet event for areas around Dane County and south. With still potential of some light snow and ice accumulations are going to be anticipated with this. But the ice accumulations, again, are mainly going to be for areas in Dane County and south. So this will include northern Illinois and eastern Iowa as well. Could be seeing some good amount of ice to accumulate as well throughout this storm system. But in terms of snow, well, we could see just about less than an inch for much of southern Wisconsin. Areas north of the Dells could be seeing 1 to 3 or even more inches of snow through Tuesday. But we are going to be watching this very closely as it has changed throughout much of this weekend. But as of right now, make sure that you have a game plan for some really treacherous roads and just headache of a commute going into Tuesday. On top of it, here's our bottom line. These are going to be the main takeaways. Snow is going to be mainly north of Madison for us. For Madison, however, we're going to be looking at freezing rain for much of this event, turning into a wintry mix overnight with some light snow. And on top of that, just make sure that you have a game plan for the treacherous travel conditions on Tuesday and expect some icy conditions as well. We'll be going over this more in detail. Until then, let's toss it back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julie. NASA is sending more supplies to the International Space Station. A rocket launched from Virginia Saturday morning. It has more than 8,300 pounds of research, crew supplies, and hardware. The rocket is set to arrive tomorrow. It will remain at the space station until May. The Department of Homeland Security is testing new technology to patrol the border. While the devices look like robot dogs, they're officially known as automated ground surveillance vehicles. Homeland Security say they could become Border Patrol officers' new best friends. The robots are able to climb over rough terrain, don't need water or food, and aren't afraid of rattlesnakes. One drawback, they do run on batteries, which only gives them 4 hours of life in the field. While a robot can't make an arrest, it can capture evidence in remote desert areas and relay real-time data back to headquarters. Customs and Border Patrol officials hope to use them as a force multiplier, but there's no timetable for deploying them just yet. There's a half hour of news still ahead here on News 3 This Morning Sunday. Next, we're running through the morning's top stories. We'll be right back.
I know this may look like a classic rooftop chase scene, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
The action never ends, but these offers will.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
We're 25 million prescriptions strong.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're working up a sweat before coffee and saying no thanks to a Boston cream.
Jardiance is a once daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease. So it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
What's so fantastic about the Fantastic 4-Day sale at Denver Mattress? Well, that's 4 fantastic days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. 4 days of fantastic prices, like the Summit Firm, only $249.99. Or how about fantastic deals with up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets and get a $300 gift. And the most fantastic of all, get 7 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry, the Fantastic 4-Day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
I know this may look like a classic rooftop chase scene, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Hurry in and save up to $42.62 on select models.
The action never ends, but these offers will.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team advocates for you. Getting through when you can't.
We hear comments like, oh, thank you for listening. Nobody cared.
Asking the right questions.
Your customers are so frustrated. You hope to make that right.
And getting results.
They sent a water heater the next day after you told me you made the call.
When you're getting nowhere, we have the team and the resources to get answers. Call for Action, only on News 3 Now. We're taking action for you.
Right now, a 4th dose of the COVID vaccine could be needed soon, when health officials say it'll be time to roll up your sleeves once again.
And we take a look at our alert days and the wind advisory that is going in effect coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and thanks for joining us on News 3 Now. I'm McKenna Alexander.
And I am Julian Seawright. Hey, McKenna.
Hey, it is the start of a new week, and it's a busy weather week at that.
That's right. It's already going to be starting on the busy side as we have a wind advisory going into effect already for today. This wind advisory is going to be in place for areas east of Madison. So as you're seeing that tan color on your screen, those are all the counties that are going to go into a wind advisory from 9 a.m. this morning into 3 p.m. this afternoon. We're going to be looking at some some pretty gusty conditions for us throughout our Sunday. The good news is, though, is that temperatures will definitely be really nice. Nice enough for you to get out and really enjoy your day. But as you can see, a beautiful sunrise here in Madison as we're getting our morning started. Current conditions right now, 26 degrees, but those winds, as I mentioned, already on the breezier side, and they will start to increase in strength as we get in throughout the rest of today. Take note, though, it is a bit still on the chillier side, with wind chills still hanging into the teens, but temperatures are already starting to reach into the 30s, especially for Platteville, at 28 degrees in Janesville, and as you can see, Prairie du Chien, Bosqueville, and Mineral Point, that little corridor over into the southwest, already into the 30s as we're going in throughout the rest of our morning. Wind speeds, however, 29 miles per hour winds sustained in Monroe as of right now. As you can see, that's just a glimpse of what we're going to be looking at throughout the rest of today. Temperatures, however, as I mentioned, it's going to be a gorgeous day to get out and enjoy because aside from the winds, we're seeing 40-degree temperatures, upper 40s, that will be knocking on the door of 50 degrees as well throughout today. However, we are looking at plenty of sunshine. Clouds will start to turn as we come into tonight, and then we are looking for that transition after a quiet start to our Monday morning of seeing some icy conditions coming into our Monday nights. But we'll talk more about that in a few moments because we have some details because it has changed from yesterday. We were talking about snow. Now it's mainly going to be a freezing rain, potentially even an ice event for us.
Oh, that's not good.
I know. Ice, the worst thing.
Yeah.
You only wanted it to drink now on the road.
Yeah. Surely. Okay, thank you. Looking across the border now, smoke has been seen at a protest in Ottawa, but it's unclear what caused it. Police released a statement saying protesters have been launching gas canisters at them, and they arrested at least one person who did. Officials say they also arrested protesters wearing body armor who had smoke bombs and fireworks with them. At least 170 people have been arrested, more than 35 vehicles towed. This is the fourth straight weekend of protesting Canada over COVID-19 restrictions and vaccine mandates. Earlier Saturday morning, police warned the demonstrators to leave the downtown area. Turning to our national COVID headlines, cases are quickly dropping across the country. The death rate is also slightly down, but around 2,200 people still dying every day in the U.S.
Wall-to-wall crowds in New Orleans this weekend, all celebrating the return of Mardi Gras after COVID canceled festivities last year.
Good time to be out with family and to enjoy it without COVID. No masks, freedom.
America's new optimism is fueled by the sharp drop in cases and hospitalizations. Yet 95% of Americans still live in a high-risk area for infection.
I feel like it's going to be around no matter what.
That live with it sentiment now echoed by the governors of California and Utah. They're shifting their response from a pandemic to endemic.
Let me be clear that this is not the end of COVID, but it is the beginning of treating COVID as we do other seasonal respiratory viruses.
The CDC still recommends universal masking, yet every state but Hawaii has ended or is planning to lift mask mandates. That drastic drop in cases is motivating Americans to dine out, travel, and hit theme parks once again. California lifted its indoor mask mandate last week, but here in LA County, you can only take off your mask if you're outdoors. The indoor requirement will remain in place for several weeks. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
An FDA official is suggesting a fourth dose of the COVID-19 vaccine might be needed closer to fall. Dr. Peter Mark says the FDA is continually monitoring pandemic data to track emerging variants. Because fall is typically the timeline for flu shots, the same could be true for an additional COVID booster. At the current time, a fourth shot is only recommended for immunocompromised people. The CDC reports half of Americans eligible to get the COVID booster have gotten one. Both FDA and CDC scientists will have to agree before a fourth vaccine dose is added for the general public. States across the country are rolling back mask and vaccination mandates as COVID cases and hospitalizations continue to fall nationwide. But as more school districts opt to end indoor mask mandates, including possibly here in Madison, Dr. Anthony Fauci says relaxing restrictions so quickly could be a risky move. Camila Bernal has the latest from Los Angeles.
Living with the virus, turning the page, endemic.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I think I'm COVID tired.
The fatigue is real. No matter what you call it, many wanting to move on.
Just kind of feels exhausting and very tiring.
It's over. Let's move on. This week, more Democrat-run states moving to end mask mandates. New Mexico announcing an immediate end to its indoor mask mandate. Washington State, too, but starting March 21st.
We will no longer have a state mandate for wearing masks in indoor spaces. We think that's a very important step in the next part of our journey to normalcy.
North Carolina's governor encouraging local governments and schools to end mask mandates.
Now we take a positive step on mask requirements to help us move safely toward a more normal day-to-day life.
And California's Governor Gavin Newsom focusing on the next phase of living with the virus.
We have all come to understand what was not understood at the beginning of this crisis, that there is no end date, that there is not a moment where we declare victory.
Newsom's plan includes the ability and resources to continue testing and vaccinating, and the expansion of school-based vaccine sites. Local governments can impose their own mandates, but the state's mask mandate for indoor businesses expired this week. Opinions and emotions on this still high.
And you feel more comfortable, you should wear the mask. And if you don't want to, you don't wear it.
A lot of people have gotten sick. A lot of people have died. We could have done a lot of things better, but at this point, I feel like we should still kind of be trying our best.
Dr. Anthony Fauci saying that getting rid of masks is risky. And there's another concern, the Omicron subvariant BA.2. One preprint lab study showing it may spread faster and may cause more severe disease.
The good news is, though, we're not seeing much BA.2 in the United States at all.
Instead, COVID hospitalizations have dropped to near pre-Omicron levels, a welcome sign for the future.
If we're going to live with this thing, let's live with it as safely as we possibly can.
Looking ahead now, the Madison School District says it will provide an update on its masking plans early this week. This comes after Public Health's decision to allow the county mandate to expire March 1st. A number of local districts have announced plans to shift to optional masking. We have that list on channel3000.com. And Madison School Board candidates will answer your questions during a virtual forum tonight. It's being hosted by the East Side Progressives and Grandparents United for Madison Public Schools. The event is set to start at 6:30 this evening. You can sign up for the Zoom link on the group's Facebook page. In other education news, UW-Platteville President Dennis Shields is moving south. Shields was named the new president of the Southern University System in Louisiana. The 66-year-old Iowa native is a graduate of Graceland College and the University of Iowa College of Law. Coming up, see how the Highland community is coming together this morning to benefit another small town. Stick with us on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday.
Rest comfortably with brands you can trust at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Create a unique and stylish room with made-in-the-USA products from companies like Smith Brothers of Bern. Select from a wide variety of sofas at a great price.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Sunroom savings season is here. Four Seasons has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 20 to 30%. Everything from decks and pergolas to screen rooms, porch conversions, patio rooms, sunrooms, and our new life room with retractable screens are on sale now. Let CoolView show you how to tame your backyard and improve your lifestyle. Call for a free backyard survey, design, and quote.
Get a new view from CoolView.
At American Family Insurance, we protect your trip so you can pursue your dreams and have peace of mind on the road. The It's Not Where We Visit, It's Who We Visit policy from American Family Insurance.
End of the road trip.
Protect yourself on the road with a travel peace of mind package, included when you enroll in the Know Your Drive program. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
Una llamada, nada más.
Isang tawag, ganyan lang.
مكالمة واحدة، هذا كل شيء.
Ci vuole solo una chiamata.
Halmar, nasawa.
No matter how you say it, it's always one call, that's all. Pulse. Breathe it in.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the fan favorite cowboy pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
News 3 Now is always on.
Get the Channel 3000 app, activate the push alerts, and we will send you breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Well, some things we'll need to know for our Sunday mornings. That later into it, we're going to see that wind advisory go into effect for areas that are into that tan color on your screen. This is areas, once again, that are east of Madison. We're looking at wind gusts to be hitting around 45 miles per hour and even more so throughout the course of the day for those areas just east of Madison. Now, planning out the rest of today, however, that's right, you're seeing 40s on your screen. It's going to be pretty warm for this time of year as we get into our afternoon. However, we do have that alert day update for Monday night and Tuesday, as this is going to be mainly a freezing rain, sleet, and event instead of a snow event. So we're going to be looking at a little bit more than 1/10 of an inch of some possible ice accumulations for areas around Madison, and less than 1 inch for snow. But north of Madison, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches as well. We'll go into more detail in this in a few moments. Until then, let's toss it over to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. It's a story of a Southwest Wisconsin community supporting another this weekend. Firefighters and first responders in Highland are trying to raise money in honor of the 2 fallen firefighters in Mineral Point killed on duty in a car crash last month. These are fellow men of service that many of Highland's firefighters knew well. We spoke with Fire Chief Kurt James about why they're stepping up.
We felt that if it happened right here in Highland, that, I'm sure other communities around would be willing to jump in and do the same thing.
Fire Captain Brian Bush and firefighter James Ludlam were killed while responding to another crash last month. The fire truck they were in was turning into an emergency crossover when it was hit by a semi. So this afternoon, the Red Zone in Highland is hosting a fundraiser barbecue. The restaurant says it sold out of its 700 chickens during the pre-sale, but they'll still have more meals on a first-come, first-served basis. The fundraiser starts at 11 o'clock and also features a silent auction. Next, baking sourdough bread at home was one of the first trends to come out of the initial stay-at-home order 2 years ago. While it was one and done for many people, one Madison man has never stopped baking or making a difference. Christina Laurie explains.
A pandemic pastime with purpose. That's the best way to describe Mo Cheek's bread-making side hustle called Bread and Justice.
It started, frankly, just because I was making a lot of bread and giving it away to friends and donating it.
Born during the height of the pandemic and protests, the former Madison City Councilman started baking as a way to cope with his anxiety and appetite for change.
One of the coolest parts about Bread and Justice is the community.
Twice a week, Mo wakes up in the middle of the night, baking a couple dozen loaves for his growing customer base. Selling them for $8 a piece, Mo gives every penny away to different causes each month. Last February, he donated more than $2,500 to Madison Center for Black Excellence in Culture. In April, he gave more than $3,000 to the NAACP. This month's sales benefit the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness.
One of the most valuable things for me has been being reminded that we're all in it together.
Now, 2 years in, Mo's made more than 1,500 loaves for 300 customers and was recently named the Bread Hero of the Midwest at the World Bread Awards. Still, he remains just as humble, hardworking, and selfless as the day he started his pandemic pastime.
Even for this little community that I've created about people who, for people who care deeply about good quality bread made with local ingredients and who care deeply about social justice, that there's a home for us, that there's a community for people with those overlapping passions.
In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
Mo says this year is all about growth. He's working on scaling up and trying to increase the number of loaves of bread he can bake from his home. In more local news, Girl Scouts in our area are kicking off cookie season. The Madison Leadership Center hosted an event yesterday to get the girls psyched about the iconic program, which begins on March 5th. The girls learned several skills, including money management, business ethics, and goal setting.
I think it's really great that they get this experience. Like, I never personally got an experience like this. I find that this is really good for them.
There's also a new cookie on sale this year, the Adventurefuls. It's a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream. Again, cookie season begins in less than 2 weeks now on March 5th. And Madison's coolest event of the year is back. Special Olympics supporters from around the state were freezing for a reason yesterday during the annual Polar Plunge. Dozens of people jumped into the ice-cold water yesterday morning at Olin Park.
It's more than just helping Special Olympics Wisconsin. It's a tradition. I have never plunged myself, but to see these people, seasoned plungers, it makes me want to start the process so I can do it for 10 to 15 years and share that with my kids when I have those.
Polar plunges happened in 7 other cities around the state on Saturday. All of the money raised goes towards Special Olympics Wisconsin, which supports more than 9,000 athletes year-round. Still ahead, cancer remains the leading cause of death for one profession. Why firefighters feel the gear that's supposed to protect them is doing the opposite. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
We're a different kind of dentistry, one who believes in doing anything to make dentistry work for your life. That's why we offer on-site denture labs to provide same-day custom-crafted dentures with the most comfortable and precise fit. And you'll get the best price of the season when you upgrade your dentures starting at just $2.99 per arch. We're on your corner and in your corner every step of the way, because your anything is our everything. Aspen Dental, anything to make you smile. Book today at aspendental.com. Walk in or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner or opting for the couch. Because the Tempur-Ergo Smart Base is our first system that detects snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep, all night, every night.
And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. And get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
What do a 20-ounce Coca-Cola and a Quick Trip take-home meal have in common? You know, besides that they're both delicious. They earn you chances to win a brand new Chevy Tahoe in our Coca-Cola Scratch Game. They play the Scratch Game in your Quick Rewards app, and you can win a Chevy Tahoe or other great prizes. Play for free daily in your Quick Rewards app, or purchase any Quick Trip take-home meal, 20-ounce Coca-Cola, or Smart Water to receive even more chances to play and win. Play the Coca-Cola Scratch Game today, and you can eat, drink, and scratch your way behind the wheel of a new Chevy Tahoe.
When you switch to Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited for $29.99 a month per line for 2 or more lines. That means unlimited nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast, all for $29.99. But do people really want that? Oh, yeah. Should I jump on, take a couple?
Yeah, are you trained?
No, but I have a lovely phone voice.
I don't think that counts.
Fair enough. Join the millions who have already switched. Get unlimited data for only $29.99. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we're We're going to dive right in this Sunday mornings. We have a wind advisory that will go into effect from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. this afternoon for areas east of Madison. That's the tan color on your screen. We're looking for wind gusts that could be from 45 miles per hour gusting and even stronger throughout the course of the day between that timeline. That's why we have the wind advisory in effect for us. But as we take a look over here in Madison, the beautiful sunrise as we're getting our Sunday morning started for us, and temperatures are much improved in comparison to the last 24 hours. 26 degrees as of right now here in Madison, and 14 degrees is the wind chill of what it feels like. But we see temperatures in southern Wisconsin right now already reaching into the 30s and the middle 20s. 28 degrees in Janesville, but over to our friends into the southwest corridor, 31 in Platteville, 33 for Prairie du Chien, and 31 in Boscobel. As we can see, the theme of the lower 30s have already swept in. Now, as we take a look at our wind speeds, however, already into some breezy conditions for us. 25 miles per hour winds sustained in Monroe with 18 miles per hour winds in Janesville. We can see those sustained winds are already on the breezier side, and they will increase in strength as we continue throughout the day. But aside from the winds, it's going to be pretty gorgeous. That's right. We're seeing 40s, quite a treat for our Sundays. We're into the middle 40s by noon and into the upper 40s as we get into the rest of our afternoon near dinner time. Plenty of sunshine for today as well, but clouds will start to develop as we get into the later part of tonight. As we can start to see around 5 p.m., we're going to see those clouds roll back in, and that'll carry into our Monday morning. However, Monday morning is going to be on the quieter side. Temperatures will be sustained around the 20s until we get into about the Monday afternoon. Then we'll warm up into about those lower 30s, and then that's where we're going to see some of that freezing rain starting to roll in our late Monday evening going into our Monday night as well, which is where it prompts us to our alert day. Our alert days for Monday night into Tuesday for freezing rain and sleets to mainly be into this event, but light snow will be catering into it as well. But we are looking for ice and snow accumulations to be on the minor side for the most part, but ice could see some significance, especially for areas in Dane County and south, mainly into northern Illinois. Now, as we take a look at our snow potential, however, we are looking for snow to mainly be accumulating north of Madison and south of Madison. We are just going to be looking at southern Wisconsin to see trace amounts of that snowfall for us. But we are going to be keeping our eye on going into Monday nights into Tuesday, but make sure you have a game plan because road conditions on Tuesday will definitely be quite treacherous and even hazardous at times with that ice accumulating. So our bottom line, we are going to be looking for snow to mainly be in north of Madison. Freezing rain and wintry mix for light snow, and expect icy and treacherous conditions for that travel going into our Tuesday. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast. After today, we are going to be into a trend of more colder temperatures, but much of our activity will not just be Monday and Tuesday. You could see some activity going into our Thursday and early Friday as well. Afterwards, though, it's going to be more on the boring side, and temperatures are still going to be a bit more seasonable, but it's not going to be as nice as it will be today.
What are you going to do today to get outside? I guess are you going to get outside? That's the first question.
First, I will go outside. What I'm going to do, I have no idea. The winds might kind of deter me from really enjoying it.
Yeah, you don't want to get your hair so windblown.
Oh, I know, right?
All right, thanks, Jillian. Growing concern among firefighters nationwide about a potential on-the-job hazard they say they face. Cancer is the leading cause of death among firefighters. CBS News spoke with some of the 44 firefighters who filed lawsuits last week, alleging that the gear designed to protect them from fires is actually making them sick. Many in the firefighting community believe toxins aren't just present in fires, but also in their so-called turnout gear. The lawsuits claim chemicals used to make that gear flame, water, and oil resistant carry a hidden risk that can cause devastating illness. Tony Docopil has the story.
This is a current set of turnout gear that I would wear if I was working at the firehouse.
Veteran Brockton, Massachusetts firefighter Joe Marchetti wore gear like this on almost every call for years.
This set of gear is actually made so that we can have a harness inside.
Rising through the ranks to become deputy chief of his department.
To see it say Brockton deputy's got to give you a sense of pride.
It took a lot of hard work.
But now he won't let this iconic symbol of the job, once worn as almost a second skin, make it past the garage.
I won't bring it into my house with what we know about the turnout gear now and the chemicals that are in it.
In 2016, at the age of 46, Marchetti was diagnosed with prostate cancer. A diagnosis he alleges was caused by exposure to chemicals in that gear, chemicals known as PFAS, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Last year, a blood test revealed Marchetti's PFAS levels were significantly elevated above the general population.
These chemicals have been known to cause harm for a long time. And this gear was being supplied to us to protect us.
PFAS are a group of artificial compounds that make pans non-stick and materials waterproof or fire retardant, among other things. But new lawsuits also claim they're associated with adverse health effects, including cancer in the protective gear worn by firefighters.
They're called the forever chemicals. And once we manufacture some of them, they last forever. They just migrate through different systems. If they're inhaled or ingested by humans, they'll end up in your body, and they'll stay there for many years.
University of Notre Dame physics professor Graham Peasley had already been studying the presence of PFAS in the environment when the wife of another firefighter with prostate cancer convinced him to take a look at the turnout gear.
So this is where the beam particles will come out of the accelerator.
At the nuclear research lab on campus, his team analyzed 30 different sets of protective gear, noting an outer shell, a moisture barrier, and a thermal liner.
We observe the PFAS. They're at high quantities, and they come off. The outer layer of this gear was really highly fluorinated, and the moisture barrier was really highly fluorinated.
And that's bad.
That's bad.
Subsequent studies, co-authored by Peasley, confirm the presence of PFAS in other turnout gear. His research has been cited in the lawsuits. Meanwhile, the firefighting community is grappling with staggering rates of cancer. Since 2015, nearly 3 out of 4 firefighters added to the IAFF Fallen Firefighter Memorial have died from so-called occupational cancer. Even more have been diagnosed.
I was kind of hit like a Mack truck.
Mark Stelling, a fire captain for the city of Gilroy, California, found out he had stage 1 cancer after an accident caused a tumor on his kidney to burst.
When I was laid out in that hospital bed for 8 days, that was belittling to me because I thought of myself as a pretty tough guy. But laying there helpless, trying to figure out what was going on, that was a whole nother game.
Retired San Jose, California fire investigator Teresa Malden battled multiple cancers.
I had breast cancer in both breasts. I had a double mastectomy, and then the 4th year, the bladder cancer reoccurred. So for 4 years, I battled, and I just couldn't stay on the job.
All 3 of you are cancer-free as we speak?
No.
And retired San Jose fire captain Dan Stapp has undergone radiation and hormone therapy for prostate cancer.
From what I understand is it's just going to be there, and just depends how aggressive we take care of it and how aggressive the cancer itself gets.
All 3 believe they would have been cancer-free if not for their uniforms. They joined a lawsuit in 2020 alleging that PFAS in their gear caused their illnesses. They're seeking damages from companies that make PFAS and manufacture turnout gear.
What part of your brain, if any part, was considering the risk of the gear you were wearing?
Zero.
Nothing. Never.
Your gear was almost attached to your hip. Our training and everything else was, okay, you're going to go do dangerous stuff. You're going to do the best to protect yourself. Put this gear on and go do it.
It was so ingrained in us. It was a safety thing. This was the thing that I wore. It was the thing that I let my daughter dress up in because she wanted to look like Mom.
Would you recommend this line of work for your children and grandchildren?
I steered my daughter away from it. You don't want your kids to go through this.
Seems like it was a hard conversation to have.
Still is. You know, your kids look up to you. They thought I was invincible.
This is my son.
As for Marchetti, he married into a firefighting family, so it was only natural that his son would follow.
You are the wife of a firefighter, the daughter of a firefighter, the granddaughter of a firefighter,
and the mother.
Marchetti's wife, Jen, has always known that there were risks associated with the profession.
It's a dangerous job, and you know that. To know that his gear that's meant to protect him and keep him from harm harmed him and changed him, it makes me, it makes me angry. It makes me angry. And it could potentially change my other family members.
Your son.
My son. I can't even fathom it.
Marchetti joins dozens of firefighters in new lawsuits also seeking damages from PFAS makers and turnout manufacturers. After surgery to remove his prostate, he is cancer-free, but side effects from the operation are forcing him to retire 8 years early.
What kind of loss is that?
It's 8 years that I don't get to spend with You're my brothers in the firehouse. 8 years that I don't get to share this experience with my son. There's a lot to miss.
Tony DeCopel, CBS News.
Make it News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first, a story out of New Hampshire where a mom has awakened after a 2-month-long COVID-induced coma to meet her baby boy. We're back in a moment.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, on select models, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
They said it could take up to 2 years before we know the full impact of this injury.
Turning tragedy into hope.
When something like this happens, we will hold you up.
Chris Stanford shows you how a local school community is coming together to provide support for one of their own. Tonight at 10.
Last year, we told you about a local wrestling coach waging a fierce battle off the mat with cancer. On Monday, Josh Sprider will catch up with Coach Kate.
Be proactive, not reactive. We're watching a Midwestern winter storm. That's Monday morning from 4:30 to 7.
Finally, this morning, the pandemic has created enormous tragedy, but there are also stories of hope. In New Hampshire, a woman who went into a COVID-induced coma after giving birth has made a miraculous recovery. As Jennifer Crumpton reports, she's given her nurses new inspiration.
Do you ready to go meet your mamas? Huh? Do you ready to go meet your mamas?
On February 2nd, more than 2 months after giving birth, Mackenzie Keller met her son Zach for the first time. Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center capturing the emotional moment in their ICU.
It's a new experience, but I'm excited to become a mom.
In late November, Mackenzie tested positive for COVID. On the 28th, she delivered Zach via emergency C-section at CMC. He was healthy. She was sent to Dartmouth Hitchcock in a medically induced coma. DHMC with an interview with a nurse who cared for her.
We started her on what's called ECMO, which is using a device to pump oxygenated blood through her system. There were some times where we were wondering how or if she would be able to recover.
I actually don't remember anything other than leaving my house and then waking up 2 months later.
She's now in a rehabilitation center.
So I was going to get vaccinated after I gave birth, but then everything happened, so now I'm definitely getting vaccinated.
I can't imagine my life without her. And I can't imagine any parent having to go through what we went through.
I don't want anybody to go through what I went through.
So grateful to the medical staff.
The day she got to meet Zach, there was like, it felt like 100 people right there in the waiting room just crying and so happy to be able to see the two of them get to see each other.
It's a real special one for us, and one that really makes it easier to come into work the next day.
Zach is now almost 3 months old, and next week, his mom is headed home. Jennifer Crompton, WMUR News 9.
All right, Julian, we had that Lion King-esque sunrise, as you called it earlier today. Is that going to help make day even better? I know it's going to be a warm one.
Well, it'll be a beautiful one. It will be warm, but it will also be windy. As we take a final look at our weather, folks, we are looking for that wind advisory to be specifically for areas east of Madison from 9 a.m. this morning to 3 p.m. We're going to be seeing wind gusts from 45 miles per hour plus throughout those areas. We do have the alert day in the forecast for Monday night and Tuesday. Make sure that you are planning ahead as we are looking at some ice accumulations for southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Snowfall will be minimal but we are still looking for potentials of accumulations for southern Wisconsin. But again, as Chris Reese always says, be reactive. Be reactive. I don't even remember what he was saying, but thank you all.
Be proactive, not reactive.
That is exactly what it is.
Thanks for joining us.